What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your sounds back to the past using Wave's Retrofy. We're going to use the plugin across 3 styles of music, and we're going to go from this to this. We can take something a little more poppy.
Sit down, it's about to get heavy. He's so crazy.
And mess it up, but in a good way.
And he's like, well, if you can't breathe, tell me. Try me, like so high.
Or we can take something like this. It's instantly given a more synth wave vibe. Whether you produce hip-hop, pop, or synthwave, if you want to inject a lo-fi aesthetic into your music, I'm going to show you how to create these distinctive nostalgic and retro sounds with Retrofy. Before we jump back to the past, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell right now to keep up on future content and all the latest tips, tricks, and more from Waves Audio. Let's start off with a jazz hop vibe. I got these drums going. Instead of going around looking for the perfect lo-fi drum samples, you can take pretty much any drum sound or loop and give it that vibe fast. Let's run it through the device. Let's bring that mix control all the way up. And then I'll use the squash to tighten it up. We'll use the space to give it a touch of depth with a little echo. And then we can use a little vinyl noise to give it that rawness. Let's adjust the threshold real quick, just to make that destruction groove right along with the beat. All right, moving on to the bass, we can use the mechanics to give it a touch of that worn vibe with the wow and wobble. The noise to give it a little grit. And then we can use the device to add a little distortion. And if it's too much, just dial it back with the mix control. Let's check Retrofy out on some keys. Now we can add more personality to it, make it sound like an old recording. Let's start by adding a little echo and reverb with the space. We'll run it through the device. Then we can use the ringer. Just a touch. And you get that dirty old upright vibe. And then, of course, we'll add those imperfections and fluctuations with the mechanics. Now, there's a lot of piano VSTs out there, and those are cool, but with Retrofy, you can take pretty much any piano VST or sample you already have in your library and give it that sound instantly. Last on this track, we got the guitar chords. Big shout out to the amazing guitarist, Sam Turco. Make sure you check him out. First, we'll run it through the device. Let's roll off some of those highs and lows. We'll put it in that space. Then we'll give it that old school worn cassette vibe with the mechanics. For this next track with a more electropop swing style, let's age it a little bit. Now, as you saw, with Retrofy, it's super easy and quick to dial in the right amount of nostalgia, but it also comes jam-packed with factory and artist presets, starting out with the drums. I want to give it a straight-up cassette vibe. I like this cassette preset, but I think I could use a little bit more noise to help cut through the mix, so I'm going to knock that up on the noise module. All right, next, let's work that bass line. Check out some of the artist presets. I'm happy with this preset by Mark Ralph called 80 Squash Bass. So moving on to the keys, got those Rhodes chords swinging. Let's give it a more retro vibe. Dope preset here by Lou Diaz called Retro Rhodes Lift. So I'm gonna go with that. And we also got some vocals here.
Well, he's like, sit down, it's about to get heavy. He's so crazy, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. I did it. Okay. And he's like, well, if you can't breathe, tell me. Try so hard. I'm like, yeah, what you gonna do? Kill me?
Cruella came through with a preset called Gritty Old Vocals.
Tell me like I don't know. 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 Tell me like I don't know.
All right, for this last example, we've got something with a more chill wave vibe.
Mouth shut, eyes closed. Some people just prefer to ignore.
First, we'll work the drum loop. Pretty basic, not too stimulating, so let's give it a little more character. Even just turning on the device with a flat response, you can hear the degradation there. So let's now put the drums in that synthwave zone, switch up the device control. Try to give it that old Radio Shack boombox vibe. One more thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record in some automation with the threshold on the noise, and we're gonna enhance the groove with a breathing noise layer. Check it out. All right, let's work the bass line now. I wanna give it that Airwolf on VHS vibe. Let's dial that up. Let's work the synth line now. So you see, like anything you put Retrofy on, just takes it back. Next, we got the vocals.
Some people just prefer to ignore, but I can't control.
So first thing I'll do, I'll open up Ovox and get that vocoder sound. I'll leave this preset for you below in the description, in case you want that.
Mouth shut, eyes closed. Some people just prefer to ignore, but I can't control this hunger. I have to know it all.
Then to top it off, we'll Retrofy it.
When the city's sleeping, I collect the secrets buried in my mind. When they ever see the light, when the city's sleeping, I hear all the secrets. You lose your mind if you know what's inside mine.
And One trick you can do to give the whole track sort of vaporwave kind of sound is I'm going to lower the BPM of the whole thing. And then down on the master channel, we're going to put sound shifter, and we're going to just knock it down a third. And then we'll use Retrofy to put it in that zone. There you go, guys. That's just a few of the many ways you can use Wave's Retrofy across different styles of music. If you produce anything lo-fi or retro or nostalgic and you haven't already, definitely head over to waves.com/retrofy to learn more. If there's anything you want us to show you with Retrofy, let us know in the comments below. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to keep up with all the latest news, tips, tricks, and more from Waves Audio.